So today's lesson is an intro into fractions. It's pretty much a review of what you've done in 5th grade, but we're going to go through it kind of at like lightning speed. So today's date, of course, is the 7th. And I've got a lot of stuff already written so that we're able to get through this pretty quickly rather than have a really long video. So my recommendation to you is to pause and write it and then continue on, because I'm going to just keep going. So fractions. Fractions are part of a whole. Mixed numbers are related to fractions because it is a whole number with a fraction. So for example, 3.5, 17 and 5/8. As you can see, I can use a slanted fraction bar or a horizontal one. Another fraction is an improper fraction. An improper fraction is when the numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator. So for instance, the numerator 9 is greater than the denominator 7. That is an improper fraction. Well, I also said equal to. So if I see a fraction like this, 4/4, it actually equals 1 whole, but that is considered an improper fraction. Now, what maybe you didn't remember, the numerator is on top and the denominator is on the bottom. So we're going to make sure we write that down. In addition, you need to also remember that fractions are division problems. So we're taking n divided by d, the numerator divided by the denominator. And when we're working with improper fractions tomorrow, you're going to make sure to write it as a long division problem. So the numerator is divided by the denominator. So we're going to start with equivalent fractions. We're going to start with a review, actually, because this is something you've already learned. So equivalent fractions, equivalent means it's about equal. What do I mean by that? Well, the fractions have the same value. So let's see how that works. So here I've made a box and there's the denominator is 2 because there's 2 parts and there's 1 of each part. So 1/2 and 1/2. So here's our 1/2. Well, what's an equivalent fraction to a half? So I'm going to write that here. So well, here I've divided this same exact strip into 4s equals, 4 equals. So here I have 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Well, if I highlight the half, how many fourths do I have? 2/4. Okay, so 1/2 equals 2/4. You can see that there. Well, now I divided the same exact strip into 8ths. So there's 8 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is our denominator. And these are each 1 piece of the 8. And how many parts is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 8 parts, which also equals 1/2. So these are your equivalent fractions. Now, you can go ahead and draw this a million times over, but that gets to be a bit daunting. So what's an easier way? Well, you do equivalent fractions by multiplication. So what does that mean? We're going to multiply our numerator and denominator by the same factor. I'm going to emphasize a couple things here. Numerator, denominator, and same. It has to be the same factor. So for example, let's take what we did up here. I'm sorry, right here. If I have 1/2, and I'm going to multiply it by the same factor of 2. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. I end up with 2/4. Okay? What if I have 2/3 and I want to make an equivalent fraction? Again, I can go ahead and multiply by any factor as long as it's the same. I'm going to keep it super simple, and I'm not going to choose any large numbers. This time I'll choose 3. And what do I end up with? 6/9. These are equivalent to each other, and these are equivalent to each other. Now you can also do equivalent by division. So what does that mean? That means you divide your numerator and your denominator by a common factor. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So they have to have something in common. The numerator and the denominator need to have a common factor. So that's really important. So that's when you recognize that, usually you can just see it right away. So for instance, if I have 6/12, these are both even numbers. So I can divide by 2. I did both the denominator and the numerator by the same common factor. And I end up with 3/6. Well, guess what? This also has a common factor of 3. So I can keep going. And I end up with 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So there I have 6/12. I should have done this in black. Sorry, guys. 3/6 and 1/2, they are all equivalent fractions. Okay? So on our next page, so make sure you have that all written down. Pause if necessary. Now we're going to talk about more fractions intro, simplify fractions. And you guys have done this in 5th grade. I recall doing it myself. So when we simplify fractions, it's also known as finding the simplest form, placing my numbers in lowest terms, or it could be simplest terms. Now there's a couple of steps to be able to simplify fractions. The first one is to find the common factor. And I put in parentheses the greatest common factor is the best, because then you don't have to keep simplifying. Okay? So between the numerator and the denominator. So let's go ahead with our example of 9/54. So let's find the greatest common factor. Oh, I know my 9's fact. So 9's go into both 9 and 54 evenly. So I'm going to put that on the outside. 9 goes into 9 once. 9 goes into 54 6 times. So my greatest common factor is 9. Okay, so that's what I just did. The second step states divide the numerator and denominator by the common factor or greatest common factor. In our case, it's the greatest common factor. So I'm going to take my number and I'm going to divide by my greatest common factor. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. And I end up with 54 divided by 9 is 6, and 9 divided by 9 is 1. So here is my answer. My simplified fraction of 9/54 equals 1/6. Look at this. Look at how it relates to the greatest common factor. Oh, 1 and 6. Very nicely related. Now we're going to go ahead and do the simplifying improper fractions, even though we're going to spend more time on this tomorrow. But it's something that we've already kind of introduced. So here it is. We do have steps for this. Your first step is to divide your denominator into your numerator. So let's come up with our example problem. So if I have 17/6, an improper fraction states that the numerator is greater than the denominator, and that is a fact. And then our first step is to divide the denominator into the numerator. So I've set it up like a long division. 6 goes into 17 2 times. I subtract, and then I'm going to stop right there. I have a remainder, but we actually cannot keep remainders when we're working with fractions. We have to put them as a fraction. So step 2 is the remainder is over the divisor, or also known as the denominator, and then we have to include the whole number with the whole number. So let's take a look. Remainder over divisor. Here's my remainder over the divisor of 6, which is also my denominator. And then I have to include my whole number. My whole number is 2. So I know that 17/6 equals 2 and 5/6. All right, guys, we're going to do more of this for the next few days.